know, the greatness of what was going to come from him, I guess.
They've sort of covered all their bases in this match. They've probably covered nearly every inch of that ring.
But again, you know, two great workhorses. I mean, at this point, I mean, Kangle is so new to pro wrestling. Chris Jericho is you know, he would have worked Japan, ECW, WCW. Really, he was quite an experienced wrestler here, Matt.
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, and you think this guy's still around.
Yeah, he was like, he definitely, WWE didn't have any problems picking him up. I think they knew what they were getting straight away when they got him. And, you know, it was such a shame that he was kind of underutilised in WCW, because if WCW had picked up on what Jericho had, you know, things could have changed very dramatically.
Yeah, that's for sure. They just never seem too fussed about pushing their guys up. It reminds me of another smaller promotion around today in that area. As you see Jericho trying to exploit. Good thing about Jericho is he always makes those, like, I always notice with him, he's never changed either. He always makes the little sound effects as he wrestles.
Yeah, he's probably going to be one of those ones where you always remember those little things, like when he was in the submission hole and he's always like, ask him.
Yeah. Over there, Kanker's like, what? Nicely done. That move nowadays gets cocked up so much, I notice whenever I see that.
I don't know whether it's because this is a more entertaining kind of match, but this one feels like it's been longer than the other ones, or given more time.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'd be right there in thinking that. And this has been totally back and forth. Neither guy has taken real control of this, so it's really, really equal. I mean, there was one King of the Ring we watched, Matt, and it had like sort of illegal weapons all through the night, didn't it? I can't remember which one that was.
Yeah.
It might have been 98, but was that 99? I can't remember if that was the year before this or. But yeah, that was a nightmare. But these ones, they are doing the sort of roll ups and things like that, but they're pretty clean thus far. This match so far has been a very decent pace. Very much so.
I must be really enjoying this one. You know, and like we said at the beginning, I wouldn't have been too sure which way this would have gone. But, you know, even this far into the match, it's still not sure which way it's going to go. It's still pretty much anyone's match from the looks of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you know, I know that Kurt Angle looked upon Bret Hart very fondly back in his early, like, he tried to sort of mimic some of his stuff, not like his move for move, but just his work ethic. And he always said that he felt like that would have been his perfect match. If he could have picked anybody, it would have been Bret Hart. He felt like he would have had the dream match with him. Who's this coming down? What is this?
Stephanie.
Oh my goodness! That's all again.
She does look different.
Yeah, she does look really different there.
Oh, she's not a fan of Jericho then, I guess.
No, now this would, that would have been the time there was like rivalry between him and her, wouldn't it?
Oh, I don't know. From what Jericho says these days, he's never had a bad word about her.
Oh, well, I said there had been no shenanigans, but here we are. It's going to be our first one, I believe this for sure. Poor old Teddy Hart's been knocked out in the corner.
Oh, classic.
Okay, so she hits the wrong guy, and then Jericho is going to take exception. I'm guessing that we could see Angle with maybe a roll up at the end. I'm not sure. What's this?
Oh, that would not make Triple H happy.
Fire him. Now we're going to get an Angle slam. Yes, we are indeed. Let me guess, the ref's back. And there we go. Stephanie took one for the team there, I believe. Let's get that one over the hurdle. And there you go, Kurt Angle through to the next round. But nonetheless, you know, in name power, that was huge for a quarterfinals, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, especially a good choice, because when we're looking back in it on 16 years and thinking, well, yeah, that was a good choice, and then we got all the hindsight to know that these guys really did like become two top stars.
Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt at all. Was
I
you a
did used to
fan
like
of?
the ankle slam. I thought that was quite a unique move at the time. I
I
mean, it
was,
was a bit like a Samoan drop, but
yeah,
it was different enough.
yeah. I was just
So,
about to ask you that. Yeah, I kind of liked it because it was a bit different. It suited Kurt Angle to do it more than anyone else. But I know that in the end, more traditionally, it would be the ankle lock that everybody seemed to sort of go for. But I did like the ankle slam quite a lot.
yeah, it was quite a while before he got the ankle lock as well, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I guess he went a fair amount of time there with just the
How
ankle.
about this match? 16 years later, like Shane O'Mac. There's
Yep,
still
he went a big way.
Yeah. It's be another Shane O'Mac, that T-shirt. And then Vince is giving him the old prep talk, no doubt.
They always seem to break up dramatically and make up quite dramatically as well. It's like there was always on and off relationships. It was never drawn out. They could switch like in an instant whether they were on the same page or not.
Well, there's Jerry Lawler, and we always talk about Jerry Lawler in King of the Ring because he's one of these sort of outstanding sort of guys. He's always there on these King of the Rings. I think he's probably the only one that we're going to see on every single King of the Ring. There might be someone else as well that I've missed, maybe one of the referees, obviously, stuff like that. But without a doubt, Jerry Lawler has pretty much been. I would say, even with 2 to go, Matt, I'm going to probably say that Jerry Lawler will probably go down as the one that's sort of Mr. King of the Ring pay-per-views, I suppose. That was always involved in big things, whether it be in the King of the Ring, but more or less he got those gimmicky matches, didn't he? As we see Mick Foley in, of course, Times Square when they used to have the Weld there, Matt.
Oh yeah, I am gutted that is not there, because I've been to New York a few times now, and I will tell you, I would have gone into this place instantly. It's such a shame that it's not there anymore.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have gone there last year, Matt.
Even this place even made it into one of the games at one point. I remember you could go backstage and fight in this place.
Yeah, and you'd always have they'd always send like a wrestler over there if it was a pay-per-view night, because they would do this kind of thing where they'd have it live from Times Square. I
bet watching the pay-per-view in there was a bit of a fun night.
Yeah, I bet. But really a shame that that's not there, really. Sure they'll. It's one of those things. I can't imagine. Like, I guess the PG era probably wouldn't allow that kind of thing. But I mean, you never know. To have that back again, it might be pretty cool. I would love that.
I would go in there. I think it would still generate quite a lot of business as well, because there's a lot of people that would go in there just for the fun of it. You know, it didn't even necessarily have to be a wrestling fan, but it's just a different experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just to go back to Jerry Lawler, I actually recently watched his DVD. It's actually on the network now, and I recommend anybody go and check that out. It's a really good watch. It's a great documentary first and foremost, and he really does tell quite a lot of stuff, especially with his. What's really fascinating with Jerry Lawler is his relationship with the WWE when he left that time because of his wife at the time got fired, and he kind of said, well, if you're getting rid of her, I'm going as well. And that whole relationship between him and Vince McMahon, it's a really good watch for sure. And also it's got all the Andy Kaufman stuff in it, which is really good. There's a lot of footage in there that has never been seen. So I recommend anybody to go and check that out. It's a really good watch for sure. As we see the semi-finals, what one are you most looking forward to out of the 2 semi-finals, Matt?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'll go with Kurt Angle, because I'm still interested in his the way he works at this point in time and how much he's got to prove. And I just think that when he gets in that ring, it doesn't matter who his opponent is. It's going to be a good match.
As we see Edge and Christian, much younger Edge and Christian for sure. But
we're both with the long hair. It's old when they both got long hair.
There's Howard Finku's never had hair in the ring. And again, this would have been a time where they would, they were much more coming into their own with the sort of streamers and gazoos, the cool stuff, and that was their new gimmick, wasn't it, for a while? Um, Trying to get some real personalities, and sort of was coming out more or less where they're allowed to do this kind of stuff a lot more often, and to see that other side of them. Because up until I would have probably said at the back end of '99, we hadn't really seen too much of them on the mic to that point, where they could kind of explode out and see what these guys they would end up becoming very, very funny and comical, I think.
Yeah, I mean, like, and they'll always be like one of the original teams to do that, where they came out and were just really, really funny. I mean, and they're giving like a hell of a lot of time on the mic, and even to the point now where some people might even compare the stuff that New Day does to what Edge and Christian did at this point.
Okay, so they're obviously wearing the Boston and stuff like that, so that's got to be the rivals. Cheap Heat is what they call that. And they're going to mimic something that's probably happened back then to wine.
Sounds like TNA.
Yeah. So
I got the volume on very, very slight, and I heard the tune. I was like, yes,
I think you're right. Yeah, for sure.
Another name that probably isn't very PG, I guess.
No. As we see, Albert and Test. Now, this tag team, Matt, was you ever a fan of these guys when this got put together? Because I kind of, I remember seeing them come out with Trish to begin with, and I kind of liked them as a team, but they never really amounted to too much, did they?
Nah, I mean, I liked all the components in it apart from Albert. No, I think they did good though for what they had, and I think they did need sort of Trish there to be with them to make them kind of successful. But they did their purpose. They were a big man tag team, and I think they had a decent run. Yeah.
Well, now we see the Hardy Boys coming out with Lita, Team Extreme, whatever they were called back then, and of course nowadays, Matt, we have Broken Matt and Brother Nero, I guess.
Yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah, what distance they've came from this point.
Yeah, Too Cool, Scotty Too Hotty, Grandmaster Sexo. Here we are.
Yeah.
Again, another non-PG team for sure. I'm not sure he would have gone down too well with that name. Brian Christopher, son, of course, of Jerry Lawler, and they are the current tag team champions as well at this point. So. Rikishi with the Intercontinental belt, and these guys with the tag team, Too Cool, were very on fire, weren't they, at this point?
Yeah, surprising. When you look at they're in a match with the Hardys and Edge and Christian, and they're the ones carrying the belt.
Yeah. But you forget how popular Too Cool were. I mean, they were. I remember when I was watching these at the time. These guys, I used to love watching these guys. I mean, I thought they were funny. I loved the Worm, and they're kind of like, I'm not sure when they were thrown together, Matt, that they were supposed to be that successful, but they kind of, because they seem like they put a lot into it, they just got over, didn't they? They got over really well. It's kind of like a New Day kind of thing. Like, I think it was by accident, but very funny. Brian Christopher was hilarious, really.
Definitely, they connected a lot better with the younger kind of audience. I remember at the time, I can't ever say I was a huge fan of them, but I never questioned them. I never went, oh, they look a bit funny, or like what are they doing dancing around all the time. I never questioned it, but now I'm a bit older, I seem to question them a lot more.
Yeah. See Albert there with some strength against Jeff Hardy. And again, this would have been coming off the back, Matt, of that the 2000, of course, which was WrestleMania. So that would have been like the first time that they'd done the ladder stuff and the tables and all the rest of it with Edge and Christian.
It's amazing Jeff still works at level that he does after the beating his body has taken over these years. Yeah,
I guess people, would have said that back then as well. Like, what's the longevity of this guy if he's doing all these kind of things? But just goes to show you, it can still go on. See the Hardys in there together.